expectation after seeing that commercial? Am I supposed to grab my phone, go to Twitter, type in, oh, that was a cool ad, hashtag best buds. That's cool. Like, we could group different hashtags and see what other people are posting with that, but there's really no benefit for the consumer. Here is an example of a commercial where they use Shazam. Shazam's an app that recognizes speech recognition, and it'll show the app, or show the ad that it recognized. Long URLs, they're difficult to type in, and a lot of people won't type in past the slash. You have the radio ads, you have to repeat the phone number 3 to 4 times in order for you guys to do something to compel you to make the phone call and buy the product. This is pretty much the worst use case here. So a huge QR code, you gotta download the app, you have to hold still, you have to scan it, and then you get redirected to a website that may not be mobile friendly. This right here, small business, they don't have time for websites. They just want to get their information out there, so they post a phone number and they hope people are going to cold call them. Driving to Vegas, see a sign for Blue Man Group, like that sounds pretty cool, but do I really want to call the 800 number and get roped into a sales pitch? What I'd like to introduce to you is Shouttag. Shouttag takes an existing precedent and puts the exclamation mark in front of words. So much like the @ symbol for a user account, the pound sign for a hashtag, or the $ sign for a cash tag. So the exclamation mark is a call to action, and the words provide context. At its core, Shouttag is a standalone product, and it's a one-way message delivery service. Where we have our website, there's a free app you can download on Google Play and iTunes. So let me show you how that works. So right here, instead of the hashtag, the pound symbol, what if they had an exclamation mark in front of Best Buds? Here, you see that, you're like, oh, okay, cool, let me check that out. You go to our website, you enter it in, and you get this message. And in the message, it can give you a little bit of backstory about Sprocket and Goliath. They could talk about like how to take it one step further, generate a conversion off your ad by adding a promo code in there. Okay, cool, I can get the beer for 15% off, that's always good. Here, if I'm in a bar and I'm watching a sports game and I see a commercial that's like 7 TVs down, it's too loud, Shazam's not gonna work, I see the win a Camry, I enter it in, I get more information about the Camry. Here, same thing with the long website, short, easy to remember, enter it in. Radio, I can talk more about the product and less about repeating the phone number. The QR code is a thing of the past. Here they just enter in the Rochester Jazz Festival, you get information, and if you notice here, it says 10% off the sign, but here it says 15% off. The Shouttag is a living document, so they can actually, if they still have tickets that they haven't got rid of in the week of the event, they can actually go in there and up the promotion without having to reprint a bunch of signs. Here, small business owner, the spa place, all you have to do is go in there, create a quick little backstory about why you want to do business with him, maybe a couple of cool photos, then you get more information. Blue Man Group, driving to Vegas, same thing. So basically what we've done is we've taken the QR code, phone number, and all these other technologies and combined them all into one. Shouttag is free. Everybody gets 2 free Shouttags. If they want more, they can reach out to us. How are we going to make money? This is a real estate listing. And so if somebody pulls up the real estate listing, we'll have relevant but non-competitive ads. So maybe we'll pull in an ad with a pool cleaner or flooring. And same if you're selling a car, window tinting or smog services. You are not the product. With Facebook, you're the product. Twitter, you're the product. With Shouttag, it's the contents of the Shouttag that's the product, not you. Okay, you got Facebook, that's cool. Oversaturated ads, always survey results, your friends are always selling out your information. And clickbaiting. Clickbait is huge on Facebook. Ads look good, but they click you into a website, and there's all these ads around that website, it makes it difficult to navigate the website. Twitter's even worse. If you step away from your Twitter feed, you come back to it, you have a huge amount of tweets you have to go through in order to see an ad you might find relevant. Websites, you have to worry about all the domain, hosting, security, software updates, and graphics. What can you use the Shouttag for? These are actual. You use it to promote your business, sell your home, sell a car for your pets. You use it to promote yourself. And here, this is the interesting use case we came into. Here's a professor, Mount San Jacinto, who's using a Shouttag to let students know if class is on for that night. So if it's 5:30 and you have to go to class, you can quickly check the Shouttag. You don't have to log in. You don't have to friend your teacher on Facebook or Twitter. You can just get the information. Class is still on. Cool, I'm going in. You don't waste a half an hour in traffic and trying to find parking to find the note on the board when you walk up. We have a bunch of, we are patent pending. We're 2.5 years into it, which is lifetime in tech. We have a bunch of different roads we can go through. Small businesses will use it because it's a low risk performance. It's basically the lowest hurdle they can get to get a message out to the people. Reach a wider audience. We do provide analytics, and the cost of entry is pretty much, you can't get any lower than free. Why businesses? So here, updating a Shouttag is as easy as texting. You can set the message and focus on your business. So if you're at breakfast with your family, like, oh, let me put this up. You go into your Shouttag, you get edited right there for breakfast. This is an interesting thing. We have a local business right here, Ninja Shop Murrieta, and they're actually having a SEO footprint. So they're coming up with first page results where they didn't have any before. In fact, if you notice, they have a competing shop, Ninja Shop Temecula, that's showing up #1. So without a Shouttag, it wouldn't even show up on this list. Granted, you can see something like this, but if you click on this, you'll actually see the current promotions, ads, locations, store hours, that type of stuff. We're going for the big play. Facebook, they passed Exxon. Candy Crush, Blizzard just bought Candy Crush last week for $5.9 billion. These companies, they're trying to get into the mobile advertising market. That's our wheelhouse. So this is, we're not trying to open a bookstore down the street. Our investment allocation, if you notice here, all the tech is already cheap, there's no tech in here. It's all for marketing and advertising.
7 minutes. You're done.
That's pretty good.
If it's free, how are you going to make any money?
It was off the relevant, non-competitive ads. So think about Google. So if you go to Google and you type in a search or you type in something that you want to find information about, they'll have relevant ads that aren't intrusive on your experience, but they're in your periphery, so you can click on those. That's how they're going to make money.
Well, the advertisers they want people to click on their ads.
Sure.
And is there a way for them to click on your ads?
The Shouttag is the ad. The difference between us and like Google, because Google's like a digital play, you know, everybody knows how to use Google. So, but if you see the van that had the pool company with the van, and you're in traffic, and you're like, yeah, I do need my pool cleaned, and it's a Friday afternoon, you know, you're tired of work, you want to deal with it, but you see a van with a Shouttag, you might be like, I gotta get it out of the way, let me pull up the information. So it's the direct line of sight in the physical world. It's kind of like a hyperlink in the real world.
But how does the advertiser prove it came from you?
What'll happen is we'll do the same thing that they're doing now on the ad networks. They have the analytics strings that happen at the URLs. So it'll be question mark, something, it'll be campaign ID. So when it clicks in from us, they'll show us as the referrer, and then they'll have the rest of the information in the URL.
But there's no way of telling whether somebody has purchased something from your...
They could, yeah, absolutely. So Google Analytics, what they do is, if you hit where clickbait is, if you go into a clickbait, you go in there, it says, this lady fought a bear off. I wish I could see more of this. And you click into it, you want to see more of how she fought the bear. Then what will happen is when it clicks in the URL, it has the tracking, and then all of a sudden from that point forward, it throws all the tracking in the background so it doesn't show to you, and then they can actually track conversions, but all that is on their end, and the advertisers are going to play with us. They're already know how that works. So they can actually track full conversions. We're just giving them, all we're doing is opening the door to make, with a conduit to get information, to compel people that would normally not do something. Where like, the example of the billboard on the freeway, you're driving too fast. You know, you can't get that information in 2 seconds, but if there's something in there and your wife, and you're on your way to Vegas, and you're like, hey, check it out. She pulls it up, you're like, oh, that's pretty cool, they got a coupon. So they just were able to convert off a billboard, so instead of just being an impression advertisement, it's now a call to action.
Okay, I like Shouttag, but my question is, you still have to do an education process to get people to understand that it's a separate app. Otherwise, they're just going to be confused when they see the exclamation point, right? So what's your point on that?
It's a very, very good point. It's the problem that we're dealing with is chicken and egg. Our goal is like, what we need the money for, because the tech is already taken care of, that's what I was trying to get to at the end there, is that we don't have to pay anybody for that. A lot of businesses have to come up, they have a great idea, but they got to hire a team that's in Indonesia or India, outsource it, you know, try to build out the tech. It's already there. Actually, tomorrow we're completing the migration over to Amazon Web Services, so we're ready to scale. Our goal at this point is basically reach out to, maybe we start out B, C list, but to hit up some A-list celebrities. Kanye West, the Hashtag one, I don't know if you guys heard about that. It's a technology that came out earlier this year. So Hashtag, if you have a Hashtag and I have a Hashtag, I know what yours is, I can send you money. So I fully expect money to be sent to my cash app. But it's kind of the same thing, but Kanye West actually tweeted out to him and said, hey, is Kanye taken? And they respond back, no, it's not taken, you can have it, but what's he gonna do with it? You know, you're gonna sell records through your cash tag? What Kanye was looking for was something like this, where he could actually promote himself through this technology. So I think, so that'd be like one of the first people we reach out to. We'll like, when we're ready to hit it, we'll be like, at Kanye, we'll say, hey, the Shouttag's ready, it's available, do you want it? That type of thing. And then a couple other things we're thinking about. My brother looks like Seth Rogen. I don't know if you remember him from last year. But we're thinking about doing like a Seth Rogen piece and kind of playing that into it a little bit and basically kind of curate some Shouttags out of the gate and let people know that they have these Shouttags and then they can come pick them up whenever they want. It'll all be public domain information though.
What kind of intellectual protection, property protection do you have here? Is the exclamation point in fact like registered to Shouttag?
Yes.
I mean, how do you?
It's,
that help
the
you
government
write
accepted it.
how it works?
Like about 45 days ago, the government accepted our trademark. So right now, I shouldn't say it, but we're like 12 days away from our 30-day opposition. And if nothing comes through on that, it's ours. So we get the certificate in 3 months. That's what the exclamation mark in front of it. The patent itself is actually the protocol. The seeing something, entering in through our service, and you get the message. So like Google, you type something in, you're getting search results. You're not getting a specific message. You're getting a specific set of results based on ours is a specific message tied to that Shouttag.
Where are you on the patent? Are you in a provisional patent?
No, full utility.
So you're
2.5 years in.
Okay, so you already applied for the full utility.
Yeah,
Do we expect that a couple of years? Or?
2.5 years in, we're expecting to hear. So I ping my lawyers get tired of us, but we're expecting to hear something in the next 6 months. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
Yeah, so I'll ask the question that, so we saw you here last year, myself and Mitch followed up with you, and we're
Yeah.
continuing to follow up with you. So I'll ask you the question that Mitch and I always ask you, what are the revenues like? What kind of revenues you got?
We're actually not revenue generation now. After we move to Amazon, we're going to start the ad banners in there. We're going to start doing ads. So we will be generating revenue by 2016, January 2016. Now, when I say revenue generation, that doesn't mean we're going to be profitable. Just like Twitter wasn't profitable when it went IPO, but you saw from their market valuation that they're doing okay. So we're going to be revenue generation, but we think it'll be to a point where it'll be self-fulfilling, where we can take that revenue and kind of pump it back into the company.
Well, I mean, that's extremely important, as we've told you, because it's all fine and good, and I like the idea too, and I've always liked the idea, but are people going to be willing to pay for this? That's the issue. So we want.
So nobody's going to pay for it. Shouttag's free. They'll
I know that, but will the revenue side of it want to pay for it? That's the question. Will they want to pay?
From where I'm standing, yes.
Oh, I
Good answer.
know.
Thanks, Mike.